There is a shot going around right now that clinics are calling the glow up injection, and people are paying up to $300 a session for it, thinking it's going to fix their skin, boost their energy, and detox their liver. I want to tell you up front, some of that is true, some of it isn't. And there is an FDA warning attached to this trend that almost nobody talks about before they book an appointment. I'm Dina. I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I spend my life reading the actual research so that you don't fall for the marketing. Today, we're breaking down glutathione injections, what they really do, where the evidence is strong, where it falls apart completely, and the side effect list that clinics tend to leave off the consultation form. Real talk is always free here, so let's get into it. First, let's get grounded. Glutathione is not some exotic new compound. It's a small molecule your body already makes, but from 3 amino acids, including cysteine. Its main job is fighting oxidative stress, the cellular damage that piles up from normal metabolism, illness, pollution, and just being alive. So when someone injects it, what's actually happening? The injection skips digestion entirely. That matters because oral glutathione supplements, the pills and capsules, tend to have poor bioavailability. A lot of what you swallow gets broken down before it ever makes it into your bloodstream. Neuroliposomal versions try to fix that, but an injection or an IV still gets more of the compound into your system faster. That one fact, faster absorption, is the entire foundation of this trend. Clinics took it gets in your body quicker and built an entire wellness industry around it. Skin brightening, detox, energy, immune support. But here's the distinction I need you to hold onto for the rest of this video. Getting into your bloodstream faster is not the same thing as working better. The pill makes sense on paper. With a pill, digestion limits what actually circulates. With an IV or an intramuscular shot, more of the dose lands immediately. But higher blood levels don't automatically mean meaningful health change. The effect can be short-lived, and it depends heavily on why someone's doing it in the first place. A patient getting glutathione support in a supervised medical setting for a specific condition is in a completely different category than someone getting a spa treatment chasing brighter skin. Those two people are not making the same decision, even though they're getting the same injection. Let's talk about the number one reason people book this shot: skin brightening. The theory is that glutathione suppresses melatonin production by acting on an enzyme called tyrosinase. Less enzyme activity, less melanin, lighter, more even-toned skin. That's the pitch for treating hyperpigmentation and melasma. Here's the problem. The studies backing this up are small and the results are inconsistent. A review in Dermatology Practical and Conceptual and a separate review published on PMC looked at specific glutathione for skin whitening, and both landed in the same place. There's interest, sure, but the data isn't strong enough to call this a proven standard cosmetic treatment. In plain English, some people notice temporary brightening, others notice nothing. And when it does work, it tends to fade without repeated sessions, which means repeated costs and repeated exposure to the risks we're about to cover. One more thing I need you to know. There is no FDA-approved injectable glutathione product for skin lightening in the United States. None. Every offering for this cosmetic skin lightening is usually a compounded product, which brings us to the risk section. The other big pitch is liver support, immune boosting, and fatigue relief. These claims sound believable because glutathione generally is involved in liver chemistry and antioxidant defense. That part is real biology, but real biology in a lab does not equal a proven benefit for a healthy person walking into a wellness clinic. I have not seen strong 2026 evidence showing that routine injections reliably boost immunity, cure fatigue, or improve liver function for the average client. At best, there are narrow, specific medical uses that are worth continued research. That is a very different claim than come get your energy shot. This is the part of the video I actually want you to rewatch. Glutathione gets marketed as low risk because it's natural. Your body already makes it. That logic is incomplete. A natural substance can still cause real harm when it's injected, especially if the product is poor quality, the dose is high, or treatment continues long term. The FDA has already flagged this. In an official safety notice, they describe compounded sterile glutathione products made with inappropriate ingredients, contamination problems including bacterial and toxins, and serious reactions after IV use tied to a low-quality compounding pharmacy. That's not a fringe blog claim. That's the FDA. Now let's talk side effects. The common ones: pain, redness, swelling at the injection site, nausea, stomach upset, bloating, or diarrhea, especially with higher doses, sudden flushing or warmth, and cramping or lightheadedness. Mild, but still a sign your body's reacting. Then there's the serious list. Allergic reactions including anaphylaxis, chest tightening, trouble breathing, low blood pressure, worsening asthma, and severe infusion reactions. There are also concerns about kidney or liver injury with high doses, repeated use, or shady sourcing. If your face or throat swells, your breathing gets hard, or you faint after one of these injections, that is an emergency. Go get care immediately. And long-term safety data, still limited. If you have asthma, liver disease, kidney disease, you're pregnant, you're on multiple medications, or you have a history of allergic reactions, this is not something to treat as casual beauty maintenance. If you're still considering this after everything I just said, here's what to expect logistically. Clinics give it 3 ways: intravenous, intramuscular, or subcutaneous, and dosing typically runs anywhere from 600 to 1,200 milligrams per session no matter the route. Since it's not FDA approved and is usually compounded, there's no standardized dose in the US. That variation alone is why I don't trust generic dosing advice you find online. A typical visit starts with a health history review, a check on medications and allergies, then the injection or IV, followed by monitoring for reactions. IV sessions run 20 to 30 minutes. Intramuscular shots take less than 5. Slow infusion matters here because rushing the delivery raises the chance of flushing, nausea, or blood pressure changes. Cost-wise, expect somewhere between $100 and $300 a session, with IV usually pricier than intramuscular, and in repeat visits because the effects, especially the cosmetic ones, fade and the simple treatment gets expensive fast. So, where does the research actually land as of this year? There are no large, high-quality U.S. trials proving glutathione injections are a reliable answer for skin whitening, anti-aging, skin rejuvenation, detox, or general immune boosting. Interest keeps growing. The proof has not caught up to it. The strongest support is limited to select medical contexts, tied to oxidative stress, or as an adjunct to other care, not general wellness use. That distinction matters because those settings have tighter medical supervision and more specific patient selection. On the skin lightening specifically, a small placebo-controlled study did find some temporary change, but that is nowhere near a settled answer. A more recent narrative review pointed to poor standardization, limited benefit, and real safety concerns. Popularity is not proof. I'll say that again because it's the cleanest way I can put it. Popularity is not proof. Here's my bottom line. Glutathione injections aren't useless, and I'm not here to tell you they're a scam, but the decision to get one should be careful, not casual, especially for skin lightening, high dose use, or long-term treatment. Talk to a qualified healthcare provider first. Ask about the sourcing of the product, ask if it's FDA approved. If the answer is no, and for cosmetic use, it almost always is, go in with your eyes open about what you're actually paying for. If this kind of breakdown is helpful to you, I've got the full written version linked below with all the studies cited directly. Plus, more longevity and peptide breakdowns just like this one on the blog. Drop your questions in the comments. I'll read every single one, and if you tried this yourself, I want to hear how it actually went for you. Real talk is always free in here. I'll see you in the next one.